Hello and welcome to White Men Can't Pod. I'm your host, Ryan, and I'm here with a co-host of mine, Mr. Bill Cashin.
Do you believe in podcasts?
Yes!
Oh, I
You
thought
guys were supposed to do it.
You're supposed to do it with us.
like it's his line though.
I know it's his line, but you guys said you were going to say it.
I did not. I didn't catch
We-
that part.
we
But
did.
okay, yes.
And I'm also here with my other co-host, Mr. Wally Foley.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's podcast time.
I hope everyone has shut this off.
Immediate
I hope
delete.
that's what we just did.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe. We are here, the first ever episode of our sports movie podcast. The rules are sports have to be not just in the movie, a culmination of the movie. They have to be like
Actual
Kingpin
sports
would
movie?
count because there's a bowling tournament.
Mhm.
Dodgeball would count, even though they're technically comedies. But like,
But it's all about the
yeah,
the dodgeball
right.
tournament.
But movies that are just like over the top would count, I guess, technically, right? Because
it's
he wins the tournament.
Yeah.
I guess,
But like
yeah.
movies that are like sort of like not really about the sport don't really count. Hooligans or whatever, that soccer hooligan movie, what's that called?
Green Street.
That wouldn't count.
Green Street Hooligan.
That would not count, right?
I have no idea
Okay.
what you're talking about.
No, neither do I. All right. So the first movie we're doing is
My favorite childhood memory or movie, The Sandlot.
The Sandlot.
Good
In the
choice.
summer of 1962, a new kid in town is taken under the wing of a young baseball prodigy and his rowdy team, resulting in many adventures. How did you first see this movie?
Well, I'm actually surprised when I learned that it came out in 1993 because I would have been 8, and I would have thought this came out in like 1990, and I just grew up with it. But apparently,
93.
starting in '93, I watched it all the time.
Did you watch it in the theater?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
I don't think I did either.
I would probably say no, I did not, since I was 5.
Probably not.
Yeah.
When did Three Ninjas come out? The original.
80 something.
See, but I feel like I watched that in the theaters.
I think it was no there. Yeah.
I think my first movie in the theaters was Turtles 1.
No, I had that on DVD. Three Ninjas came out in '92. Jerk.
The first one?
Jerk.
Yeah.
Really?
But then it says High Noon came out in '88.
No.
So now I'm very confused.
High Noon? When we watched it in the previous podcast with Hulk Hogan?
Oh, '98. That came out in '98.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
later.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
late in the
That
game.
makes
Yeah.
more sense.
Okay.
All right, we're off track. Good
We're
start.
already off track. I don't remember seeing this in the theater, but it was in theaters.
I had the VHS for sure. and
It
I
was
watched
in
all the
theaters.
time.
So we're going to start. I guess I'm going to be the one to run this. How much did The Sandlot make in the movies? Just in the movies.
$4 million.
Total run. 4 million?
Yeah.
Wally?
I feel like that's high for the time period. I have no idea. 1 million.
The whole time it was in the theaters.
$100,000.
No. $33.8 million.
I think that's pretty good for a kids
in
movie at the time.
theaters.
Yeah. Like I don't know how much. Like
$33 million in theaters.
I don't know
What was the
the.
budget? Is that there?
Oh yes. If you had given us the budget, then I might have been able to guess. But
Hold on. Of course, I got everything queued up at the fucking budget, dicks.
That's what I try to do is get us off track here. We haven't even started. yet.
Estimated budget of $7 million.
Oh, that's higher than
So
I
it
was.
made good money.
yeah, good for them.
Must have been $6 million of that was to pay James Earl Jones.
Which he wasn't the old guy in the flashback.
No, but we learned that a lot of things in the flashback
Yeah.
were incorrect.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
$4 million in opening weekend. 32, 33.
That's good then. It means
For
it wasn't
ticket
just people went the first weekend and then that was
Right.
it. People like
People
were
like
this
this
is good.
movie. It was critically acclaimed for a kids movie at the time.
It's excellent.
The one question I had before we get into the movie details itself was this movie had to have made a ton of fucking money off DVD and VHS sales, right?
Yeah, and rentals.
Yeah.
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 Want to guess how much money it made
And
off of those things, estimated?
500,000.
Well, no, that would be a bad guess.
I feel like you're setting us up for failure. here.
No, that would be a bad guess.
60 million.
That's a better guess. It's a much better guess.
2 million.
It's a bad guess, Bill. You're bad at these guessing games. An estimated $76 million on home release.
Wow.
So
Thanks,
A
Mom
ton-
and
a
Dad. You were
ton
probably
more.
$8.99 of that, or
a
whatever.
ton more.
VHS would have cost.
VHSs were expensive as fuck
Really?
in the early days. Yeah, they were like $100.
No.
The early VHS,
I wouldn't have owned a single VHS then.
Well,
And
they-
I had a whole closet full of
they
them.
dropped in price. That's what happened. They dropped when Disney put out something for $19.99 or something like that, a kids movie, and then after that the price dropped. But they used to be expensive as hell.
All right, well, Disney then is where I was introduced to them because I wouldn't have gotten a $100 movie.
$76 million in home release. That's a ton of money on the back end.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, Bill, you ready to go through this movie for
I
us?
can do that.
I think at the halfway mark, maybe we'll do our eBay war.
Oh, we have an
Oh,
eBay
okay.
one?
We have an eBay war. Got some stuff at the end. I don't know if you have a segment to be named later
I can.
That makes
I have some
sense.
stuff from last
for
week.
this, or do we just start it again next week?
I have stuff from last week, but we don't need to do that.
We could do that at the end, I guess.
Okay.
I'll put it at the end for now. All right, go ahead. Take us through this thing.
All right, so we start by meeting one Scott Smalls.
Boo.
He's talking about he moves to Los Angeles in 1962. It's the very end of 5th grade. He has no time to make friends, so he's set up once again for a terrible summer. Why does he move all the time? They don't really explain it.
Nope.
I think his dad,
Ah,
stepdad,
there we go.
His
works a
dad
lot.
is dead. His mom remarried.
Very
Dennis
quickly,
Leary,
apparently.
my man Bill.
My man Bill.
Um,
Dennis Leary is always the dickhead father.
Yeah. Like, it was like they didn't even know each other at all.
no,
Wh-
Dad. I mean Bill. I mean
yeah,
Dad.
exactly.
I mean Bill.
Like, at some point, you get to the point where you're like, all right, hey, Bill. And you're not, like, awkward about it.
Yeah.
This kid is just awkward
This
at,
kid's
at
the
all.
fuck-
He
Fucking
goes
worst.
in, and Dennis
Always
is in
awkward.
his man cave, which is just baseball stuff everywhere.
So, like, I loved it.
He's like, "Hey, Dad, Bill, Dad, do you want to teach me to play chess?" And he's like, "Yeah, I
No.
guess so." Okay,
Sure.
okay. It's like nothing.
It's also dark out, motherfucker. What am I going to teach you to play catch right now in this room?
So we see him the next day. He takes out an old crappy like plastic-looking glove,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, there's some boys at school that I found to play baseball." So I legit just sneaky followed them around. Found they play in a place called the Sandlot, which just looks like an old dumpy, empty lot that they've turned into a baseball field.
Is it connected to to James Earl Jones's house? So one of the things I was wondering about. 'Cause,
I mean-
like, he's a baseball guy.
Oh, like
Is
He
it,
used
it's
to
in his
own it?
backyard. I wonder if he like has a
if he's actually
was
the
like
owner.
the guy who put it in or something.
I feel like maybe it's part of his business, but I mean, there's a fence between them.
Yeah.
Right.
There's also, it's weird because when you see the Sandlot from, like, you're looking out to the outfield when you're at, like, home plate or something, it looks like it's just all closed off. But then when they're trying to get the ball from the other side of the fence, it's, like, open right next to another person's lawn. It's
Right. There's other
very
houses. there.
strange.
Yeah, it's tucked into a neighborhood, sort of. But anyways, he says like I learned that they like don't even keep score. It just like they just pick up from and it shows like Benny, the best player, hitting ground balls and pop flies, go for two, and being coached basically.
Yep.
But it's like yeah, they just keep playing. It's not even like a real game. So he just kind of stands in the outfield and pounds his glove a little bit, and then a ball gets hit in his general direction. Clearly, the guys realize he's there because they like tell him like, "Hey, look out!" Instead of making a catch, he falls over. It's like, "Don't worry, guys, I'll get it." They're like, "All right, throw it in," and he doesn't know how to throw at all.
Like,
Like I don't know how you get to this point in life and you've never thrown a thing in your life.
And you got a
especially
shitty stepdad who won't throw with you at
guess.
night.
But like he seems to really like baseball, except
But he doesn't know anything about it.
yeah, like
He likes baseball, but knows none of the players or how to play.
Yeah. which I guess I can see not knowing someone who played 30 years ahead of time. When I was 10, I probably didn't know that many people from the 60s or whatever, but
but
I knew who Babe Ruth was.
Also, I'm guessing you knew a little bit about how to throw the ball without being taught. Then again, we were probably all taught much younger than he was about how to throw.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing Little League when I was 5.
Exactly. So.
I did never get good, but
Stayed about the same.
but I could. Yeah, actually,
You were better than
I was
Smalls.
best in T-ball, and then it
Better
went
than
downhill
Smalls.
from there.
I had like one pretty good year when I was playing like the highest level of Little League.
Majors?
I had a pretty
Oh.
I had a pretty good year that year, and then I was done.
I skipped the minors. I went from the farm to the majors, and that was not a good move. So yeah, he basically runs away crying, and they all make fun of him as he deserves, pretty
Yep.
much for that.
Yep.
Except for Benny Rodriguez, the good guy / actual good baseball player.
So he at one point, like when he goes to get the ball, he's like already afraid of the fence.
Yeah.
He knows that something's back there.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh,
like-
I heard something.
Yeah.
He's afraid of everything.
Yeah.
Also true. He then goes home the next day, and mom is like, basically, Bill, you have to teach him to play catch.
Also,
they
did
go
you
in the
make any
yard.
friends yet? Are you still a fucking
Yeah.
loser? I
Like,
fucking
get
hate you.
outside,
Go get lost.
go get in trouble, go do whatever.
Go get arrested.
Just get out of my house.
Bill and I want some alone time.
Yeah. So she sends him out in the yard to play
You
catch.
need a brother.
He's getting real sick of you.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to throw you the ball, catch it. He doesn't. He picks it up and runs it back and hands it to Bill. And right there, Bill's like, I hate you so much.
I want a divorce right now.
Throws it. He doesn't catch it. He's like, keep your eye on the ball. Doesn't catch it again. He's like, now throw it back to me. And he basically rolls it 10 feet short.
Yep. And Bill is super pissed.
All right, now catch this one. And throws the ball at his face. He catches it, and then it like catches him right in the eye.
Yeah.
Brings him inside, sticks a slab of meat out of the freezer on his face. He's like, stay like that for an hour. And then he's walking out. He punches him salt in the wounds with, gotta watch out for the curve. Like, this dude doesn't know how to catch. They're throwing him curveballs.
What a dick. Watch out for the curve.
So next day he's got a nice shiner sitting on the porch, and Benny comes up and is like, hey, come play baseball with us. And he's like, oh no, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I'll get
I don't have a
embarrassed.
glove. I don't have a glove.
I don't have a glove.
Yep.
So Benny's like, well, I have an extra one here. Let's go. So
Got
they
no
go.
Excuses. He's wearing the most ridiculous hat, by the way.
Yes, he's wearing a hat with a trout or something on it.
And the bill is just
Enormous.
5
Like a
feet
foot
off.
long.
We're going to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
eBay war time.
Oh!
Take a look at this sucker. A giant build bass fishing hat. You see it?
I do see it.
This is a signed fishing cap by Scott Smalls, the actor Tom Curry.
Who signed it, Scotty Smalls, and then his
His other name.
actual signature.
Killing you since 1993 on the
Oh,
brim
boy.
of the hat.
My God.
So
On the brim of the
He
hat.
wrote so big, and all of that fit on the brim of
yeah.
that.
This is authenticated by JSA and Beckett.
Okay. That must mean we're talking at least 6 figures.
I will say
It's a retired
there-
belt. I don't care about that.
there are so many Sandlot things out there. These guys are signing all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
These guys are getting paid.
And the more that are out there, the more expensive they get to buy, right?
Shit, that's not usually how it works. So what do you
Oh.
think this thing costs? I will make you go first, Wally.
Since I'm better at this game, I understand. I have to have a handicap.
I
What
mean,
do
when
you
it comes to
think
wrestling,
an
you are a wrestling
autographed
fan.
bass fishing hat goes for on eBay?
It's too low.
$72.
Okay,
So
$72.
$1 is an option.
$1 is an option.
73 also an option.
Wow.
I thought this was a gentleman's game,
It's supposed to be a gentleman game, but it's a new game, so maybe it's not gentleman anymore.
I'm gonna say $85.
Oh, okay.
$13 difference.
Okay, you're going out on a limb there.
I could have said 73.
Bill, you are correct.
Of course.
This thing is worth a lot more.
I was gonna say 150, and then you go too high. I'm like, all right, or too low, and I was like, I'll drop it then.
You should have said 150 because it's going for $199.
Ooh, boy, for
$199 for a
for
hat,
an ugly
signed
fucking
by
hat.
the actor who plays Scott Smalls,
The worst part of the movie.
with a giant brim.
Damn.
Sorry, while you lose, I guess Bill has the title now. Is that how that works? I don't know.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Bill.
you're gonna have it, I guess.
You are the eBay
Let
War
me-
champion for
I don't know what
in
This
Oh,
belt
there
that you
it
like
is.
to hug. Let me
Stuff-
Medusa you right now.
You're gonna throw it in the trash?
Oh,
That's what I think of your title, Wally.
That's a wrestling reference. This isn't a wrestling show anymore.
All right.
All right, continue with the movie.
What were we even talking about?
The hat.
Oh, right. So what do he doesn't
The
say anything about the
fucking
hat,
hat.
yet.
Yeah.
They get to the field. All the other guys. Oh wait, no, they meet him at the drugstore first.
Yeah, they mean.
And Ham Porter is doing, "I'm the great Bambino." And
What?
I can't understand him, but he's doing an impression of Babe Ruth. They show up. They immediately like, "Nope, this guy sucks. What are we doing?"
Why is he back?
And then he immediately makes it worse by going like, "Who?" And they're all very concerned that he doesn't know who the Great Bambino is. So they give him all the Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
kids that
that
repeat each
fucking
other.
Timmy and Tommy.
I hate that kid. The second one.
He's just the little brother. That's
Yeah.
how they are. And then
king
to
of
cover up, he goes,
trash.
"Oh, I thought you said the Great Bambi.
That stupid
That
deer.
wimpy deer." So already they hate him even more.
Yeah.
They get to the field. Benny's like, "All right, let's go." And they're like, he's a square, Benny.
An
L7 weenie.
That's said by Squints.
Yeah.
Quince Pallador.
Squints has a lot to do in this movie. This guy
He does.
Oh, yeah.
he's got a lot of work
He
to
also
do.
is arguably the second best player in the team.
Is he? He's better than
Yeah,
Ham?
because
Him
Ham's pretty good.
and the pitcher are good.
well, the pitcher's just giving up homers.
He does give up a lot of homers.
Left
but
and right.
Squints plays shortstop. He makes basket catches. When Benny comes up, he goes from shortstop to center field.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, from Little League, your best player is either a pitcher, a shortstop, or a center fielder.
That's fair.
Okay,
Your fastest
all right.
player is
So
your
you think
center fielder.
Squints?
I think
is the
he's
second best
low
player.
key a good baseball player.
Yeah,
I would
that's
think
fair.
Ham is the better player because
Ham is also very
he's
good.
got the power.
He does have
He's-
a good stroke.
He's got the power.
Low and outside, just like I like him. He's like, no, he's gonna play. He sticks him in the left center. He
Which
doesn't
he
know where that is.
Can't even understand where that is.
And then he says, "Did you ever have a paper route?" "Well, I helped once." "That's how you throw." "Oh, okay. Problem solved. I'm good now."
Yep.
When
now
your
he can
hand
catch
gets
too.
here,
How do I
let
catch?
go.
Just stick your hand up. I'll take care of the rest. So, okay, let's assume Benny is that good a baseball player. He
He's
can hit
that
a
good.
ball into a glove.
Yep.
He now just knows how to play the outfield. He makes one catch, his confidence soars, and now he knows how to track balls in flight. He knows how to catch without it being called out to him.
Yes, right.
Whatever, problem solved.
He can
Benny's
throw
that good.
accurately to a base.
Yep.
Now, no problem.
So Benny spits on the ball and hits one into his glove. He catches it, and the guy's like, "Oh, I guess he's not so bad."
I
And
guess
then he
he's
throws it into second, and now he's best friends.
Yep.
They all
He's
are.
in.
All right. He's in.
So he then is part of the crew. He goes home. "Mom, guess what?" And he's very excited to tell his mom that he made friends. Oh, and this is where Benny calls him back, and he's like, "Hey, I got your glove. Oh, you can keep it." And he goes, "Hey, you have a fireplace?"
Burn.
"Yeah, why?" "Burn that hat." Gives him another, "You can have my old crappy sweaty one. Burn that one."
I like how he has this never-ending supply of baseball goods under his one shirt.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I just happen to have an extra glove under here.
Never had an
And
extra
a
ball,
hat."
but gloves and hat.
Never balls, and balls are expensive. They're a whole dollar.
98 cents, yeah.
Yep. Because this is set in what, the 50s?
62.
62.
60s. Okay.
Yeah, summer 62.
All right.
It was a good year.
Yeah, I remember it fondly.
So now we go from baseball to all their exploits. They go get a ball, and we meet Wendy Peppercorn.
Pepper.
Pepper, excuse me. Peppercorn.
Not pepper.
And Squints loves her. He's literally wiping his glasses off when she walks by.
Well, can you blame the kid?
They go to the field, and Ham, the fat kid catcher, is sweating through his shirt. He's like, "We cannot possibly play today." And then so Benny makes fun of him. He's like, "If you're wusses, basically, raise your hand, and every one of them raises it.
Yeah.
So then what are we going to do? And then Yaya, who's kind of a creep, is like, huh, 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 huh. And what do they say? Something like,
They all say,
pick up pool honeys or something?
Pool honeys.
yeah.
So they go to like the...
Scout pool honeys. I
Yeah,
think
they
it
go to
was.
local pool, and we find out like we have no idea what we're doing. We just thought like it was a cool thing to do, and bless you. Like
Bless
we never talked to them. We were like intimidated by these girls, but we see Ham flexing for him, and then immediately cannonball and splashing them all.
Yes.
And when
Great
he yells,
moment.
his voice breaks like 3 times when he yells cannonballs.
This is great. This scene is upsetting to me, though, especially in 2022. The whole fake force myself on somebody as
Yeah.
like
Not great.
I don't
Not
like
great
this
anymore.
scene anymore. I always skip it when I watch it now. I'm like, this is kind of gross.
Yeah, so they're in the pool, and then they're staring at Wendy because she's the lifeguard.
She's always lotioning. I like.
Squints, lotioning and oiling and lotioning. I can't take it anymore.
I did laugh at that.
So he gets out and he goes over to the high dive, and we find out he doesn't know how to swim.
Or we think he doesn't know how to swim.
Well,
No,
his friends say he doesn't know how to swim.
Yeah, I think Yaya said he can't swim.
He jumps off and just sinks to the bottom like a rock. So because she's a good lifeguard, when he jumps in, pulls him out of
Saves
the
him.
water, she gets guys to help him. They don't try to like see if he's check anything. They just immediately start with mouth to mouth.
Yep.
So all the guys are standing around, and Bertram, who we'll talk more about coming up, but
Yeah, we got a lot to
who's
say
the
about
second
him.
baseman.
A lot to
It's
say
like-
about Bertram.
He looks like a dead fish. Turns out he's fine. He's not dead at all.
No, he's
That's
faking
just how Squints looks.
He winks at them. Then Wendy comes back to give him mouth to mouth, and he like
Forces
reaches
himself.
onto her
it.
head
Forces himself on
and
her.
like forces a hard makeout on her.
Not cool.
She freaks out, throws him out. They get banned for life, all of them for some reason, by association. Which I
Yeah.
guess is fine.
Fair.
So they're like he walked a little taller, and then he goes to leave, and he like stops at the fence, and she like smiles and waves at him.
Oh boy.
He's that good of a kisser.
Yeah.
Another.
Doesn't hate him.
Yeah, not great. Not a good look.
No.
We go back to playing baseball, and they're just having a good time, and all of a sudden, the local rivals, the Tigers, I think they
Oh
were,
man, I love this.
the actual Little League team. Why none of these kids are on the Little League team, I don't know.
Probably can't afford it.
And this is the start of my favorite thing in this whole movie is Ham talking to the other team,
The heckler.
so
especially
good.
during the game, but even the rundown here to
Yeah.
get started.
Oh, their little fight back and forth.
So
Yeah.
this isn't even. They show up and they start trading insults about how like none of you are good enough to play except Rodriguez. He tries to stand up for him, and then Porter takes over. So he's like, "We'll play right here, right now." And the dude just looks at him and goes, "We play on a real diamond, Porter. You ain't good enough to lick the dirt off our cleats." And he like through his teeth goes, "Watch it, jerk. Shut up, idiot. Moron. Scab eater. Butt sniffer.
That was a
Pus
good one.
licker. Fart smeller." Which becomes a thing here, apparently. Then we get, "You eat dog crap for breakfast, geek.
And you like it.
You
Oh,
make
that's
your weenies with your mama's toe jam.
That was a good one too.
You bob for apples in the toilet. And you like it."
Oh,
And that brings out from Ham, "You play ball like a girl." Everyone stops. That's the
Yeah.
mic
Biggest-
drop.
the biggest insult.
And he, what did you say?" And he just straight up goes, "You heard me. Tomorrow, noon at our field. Get there, buffalo butt breath. Count on it, pee drinking crap face."
Peaching crap.
So they set
These
up.
are like the best insults.
They are going to go play baseball. They're 9 players versus the other team has uniforms, so that's how you know that they're a real team.
Yep.
I will say, when we get to the end, we find out where everybody's been. Makes a whole lot of sense that Ham Porter is
Yes.
a pro wrestler because he basically cuts a promo on this guy here. He's ready for wrestling right here, right now. That's one of the top cliches of all wrestling. I'll take you out right here, right now, you villain.
So they basically kick the crap out of him. Even Smalls is getting hits.
Yeah.
And he says, like, we
Which
crushed him.
How the fuck is Smalls getting hits?
He's great.
He's good. He's been playing all summer.
Listen, I played
We're
all-
not yet
What?
at July 4th, so he's
I
been
s-
playing for a month now.
I could never hit a baseball in my entire life very well, so I don't know how he goes from that to great in one summer. But
Well, he's natural. But this is my favorite part of the whole movie is Ham Porter behind the plate talking to the other batters.
Oh, so
this is my
good.
favorite part of the entire movie, I think.
So good.
He stands up to start the game and just screams, "Play ball!" First guy goes to step up and he goes, "Hurry up, batter. It's going to be a short game and I got to get home for lunch." Pitcher comes up and he like swings and misses and he just goes, "That's one." It shows another one and he like very calmly starts talking. He goes, "If my dog was as ugly as you, I'd shave his butt and tell him to walk backwards." Which, as an adult, made me laugh aloud. And then he holds up one finger for the next batter, and he goes, "The heater, here it comes. I dare you." And the kid swings and misses. "Strike three, you're out." And then the best line of the entire movie, I think the main guy, the instigator, comes up to the plate. He goes, "Hey, is that your sister out there in left field? Naked?" "She's naked." And he turns and looks at me. "Shut up, Porter." He goes, Hey. I'm just trying to have a little friendly conversation. Come on."
He's such a
You think she'd go out with me? He's the best. So anyways, they kick the crap out of these guys.
I love this scene. The celebration, right? After they win?
Yes.
Is that before the 4th of July? It is, right?
I can't remember.
I think the 4th of July came first.
Oh, maybe they do the 4th of July first.
So I think maybe we missed the 4th of July. It's the one night a year that they can play at night because fireworks light up the sky.
Yeah, right.
Which we find out, like, actually only Benny really wanted to play. We were kids and we wanted to watch fireworks.
And so he hits a ball and they run
Yeah,
the
he hits-
bases.
He
while
hits like a
nobody-
home run. and
nobody
nobody
pays
cares.
attention.
Yeah. So yes, that was before. You're right. So they decide, we need to celebrate this. So they go like to the county fair or whatever's in town.
Love this.
And Bertram, second baseman's like, guys, I almost forgot. I've been saving it for a special occasion. I don't want to know what older brother or cousin or whoever gave him this, but he's got a bag of chewing tobacco.
Yep.
Ugh. Gross.
I've done Skull one time. This looks even crazier because it's actual like tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like,
Yeah.
Smalls is like, what is this? The rest of them though are like
They just go for
actual
it.
baseball fans are like, yeah, all the big leaguers do this.
You just chew
We're
it.
doing it. So they all throw it in their mouths and get on like a scrambler or something.
Which the scrambler by itself, not a fun ride.
Vomit inducing.
Yes.
And
Already.
they love it. You see the nicotine kick in and they're getting stoked, and then you see it really kick in and they're getting sick.
Yeah, they start barfing off the ride.
And they
on
just
people.
they all start just throwing up, barfing all over all the other kids on the ride. It's actually a disgusting scene.
It is the grossest
And I
looking
think
barf too.
there are sometimes this on TV just like gets cut out.
It's gross, but it's funny.
But they get off and they walking away, and Porter like has one more burp, and it's like, oh, much better, and they're all covered in vomit.
Yeah, it's the grossest looking vomit too.
So
So they all say like, we swore off the hard stuff from that day on or whatever.
But not Bertram.
Yeah.
We're going to find out Bertram did not swear off the hard stuff.
Do we already have? I think I might have skipped this sleepover too.
The Mallow?
He goes. Somebody hits a
Yeah.
ball. And he's like, "I'll go get it." And they're like, no, that's right now. No, I think it already happened. Porter
Yeah, I
hits
think
a home run.
Yes. Porter hits the home
And
run.
so they're all mad at him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Guys, I'll just go get it." And he goes to hop the fence, and they're all like, "No."
Yeah.
And they basically say, "You can't go over there. The beast lives there."
It'll kill you.
He's like, "What are you talking about?" And he gets scared. He looks through the fence. So they're like, "Okay, sleep out, camp out, whatever they call it. We'll explain it to you." So,
Which is insane because it's a treehouse, a public treehouse that they hang out in.
Yep.
It's not in
basically.
somebody's yard.
Yeah.
It's a treehouse in the park
overlooking.
overlooking the house.
yeah.
It's weird. It is something
Yeah,
that
these are the 60s.
only could happen in the 60s. Build a treehouse in the park. The kids can go sleep out there together by themselves. Who cares?
So we
Where's-
do.
Where's Smalls? I don't know. I think he's dead.
He gets there late. He's like, "Oh, my mom made me do the dishes." They make fun of him, and then Squint's like, "Shh."
No,
And
no,
then-
no.
oh, no.
Marlo first.
Porter's sitting in front of 2 candles. He's like, "Hey, you want a s'more?" He's like, "What? Do you want a s'more?" He's like, "I haven't had anything yet. How can I have s'more of nothing?" And then the
What a
line of
fucking
the movie
L7
that
weenie.
gets like picked up is, "You're killing me, Smalls."
Yep.
To this day, my own mother will say that all of the time.
You're killing
All
me,
the time.
Smalls.
He explains what a s'more is, and then everybody wants one, and that's when Squint's like, "Shh, the beast is going to sleep." And he tells the story of Myrtle is a jerk, the guy that owns this. He had a junkyard, is this supposed to be the junkyard? Like, the Sandlot is where the junkyard used to be.
Kind of
maybe?
looks like it because of the weird fence and all the garbage in his yard,
That
maybe.
makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes a lot more sense then.
So he's like, he got this guard dog, and he started feeding him whole sides of beef, and he was good at his job, and he liked it. And it shows him straight up killing robbers that are dressed in robber costumes.
I love this flashback.
And then the police come and say, "You have to lock up your dog," and it's his grandfather, Squints' grandfather.
Yeah.
How long do we have to lock him up for?
Forever.
So 20 years ago, this crazy dog gets locked up. He's like 30 feet tall. He's Clifford the Big Red Dog, except mean and not red. They lock him up. He can never come out. And like, but that's why we can never go over there. And then Porter's like, "One kid did. He never came back."
That's not true, Porter. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
So then, yeah. So after they go back to baseball after the fair, now he knows, home runs are there for good or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Benny hits a ball and literally hits the guts out of it.
Yep.
The ball falls apart,
That's an omen.
and all the kids are like, "That's crazy. That's like the craziest thing I've ever seen." And he's like, "No, it isn't. It just means we can't play no more."
Yeah.
And he gets real bummed out about it. So
Is
Smalls
he? Is Benny like a great friend or a massive dick?
I'd say mostly a friend.
Because
At least to Smalls, he's definitely a friend.
Well, his main
objective is to have nine.
have a ninth
players.
guy.
It's
He's
true.
like, I don't even care if he's
I
good.
don't give a shit if he's any good.
I'm better than everybody, and I just want fucking
All I
play.
need is this practice with these assholes. I don't give a shit.
That's true.
If it's 100 degrees, we're still gonna practice.
But he seems like he's actually friends with them.
I know, but he's like he's
And
old.
at the end,
he's
he
older
definitely
than-
is still friends with them.
He's older than them all, right?
He's
Maybe
about
not-
their age.
maybe
Is
not.
he their same age? He's always pushing them to play when they don't want to play,
That's true.
Yeah.
right?
All right.
He's always
But he also
mad.
does like stand up for Smalls.
Yeah.
I know he just wants him to play, but he also like protects
Yeah,
him.
right. I guess.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he says, "There's a ball at home. I'll go get it and we'll keep playing." And so, like, why is this the first you're saying this? We've been buying balls all year. So he goes home. And he's like, "Hey, you're up. This is your ball. You're a bat." We get one more quick thing from from Ham. He comes up to take his swings, and
Oh yeah.
Porter behind the plate just goes, "Your fly's down." And he like looks and misses the first pitch. There's one, 1, 2, 3, 3 strikes, 3 pitches.
He's such a dick.
But the second pitch, he hits a home run. So everybody else is actually cheering for him. Like, hey, this dipshit just hit a home run.
I love the way this is shot too, like the Disney of it all.
Yeah.
Oh,
And when,
the ball slows
the ball
down.
slowly spins, so you can see the Babe Ruth autograph as it
Yep.
goes over the fence. Like,
That was good.
that was
So
good.
instead of going home, he like keeps running the outfield, and Porter's like, "You forgot to turn."
Let's go to
And I don't
second
remember if it's
base.
Squint or Beltram, but one of them's like, "I think it was just the shock of his first home run was too much for him." He's like, "Guys, I got to get that back. That wasn't my ball." And right away they're like, "What did you do? Like, what did you do?"
What do you mean it wasn't your
It's like,
ball?
it was my stepdad. Some lady gave it to him, and they're like, "This is very important, you little jerk. Who gave him the ball?" And he's like, "She signed it and everything. Her name was Ruth, baby Ruth." They're like, "Babe Ruth?" And I was like, "Yeah, you keep saying that. What is that?" And they're like, "The Great Bambino." And he goes, "Oh,
They're the
it's
same, guy?
Same guy.
So everyone except him knows, and he's like, "I'm going to be sick." So basically now, though, friend Benny is going to try to save the day. He says, like, everyone scrounge up bottles, return them. We got to get a baseball.
Yep.
So this is where he's
Okay.
being a good friend.
Yeah, sure. That's right.
They go and buy a ball. He signs it, Babe Ruth, and they're like,
Awful.
"Benny, that looks terrible." He's like, "Doesn't matter. His mom's not going to like. We just got to figure this out before his stepdad gets home."
Yeah.
So he goes and puts it in the room. Mom sees him doing it, and she's like, "That ball was signed by Babe Ruth. He's the best baseball player ever." And she's like, and then his like cutaway is like, a grown woman knew who he was.
No, a grown-up girl.
A grown-up girl knew who Babe Ruth was.
And I didn't.
So they're like, all right, we got to get this ball back. So they start by just, this is a good idea. They just like rip a little thing off the fence and they stick a big pole underneath to grab it.
Yeah.
Smart.
They get there, it's working. The beast comes, throws his 85-pound paw down on it. Nope, not happening.
It's like a dire wolf. You don't know that reference, but Wally does.
It is.
So then they're like, we got to do better than this. So now they tape a pot to it so they can
I
drag
thought this
it.
was great.
That was a
Very
better
smart.
idea.
It was an improvement.
Yes.
Still didn't work.
More dog destruction.
Yes.
So now you do what a bunch of 10, 11-year-old boys would do is you just get 3 vacuums and you know how to hook them up together into
Yeah.
one hose.
Most impressive
Yes.
thing was connecting the vacuums
Yeah.
together.
They also plug it into something in this
There's
treehouse.
power out there?
There's a lot of power out there to hold 3 vacuums.
Wow.
So they get the suction hose and they put a mask on it and they like a catcher's mask. They suck it up. They're pulling it off. The beast comes out, bites it, pinches the tube. They don't get the ball, and then the vacuums explode. All of them straight up dive out of the treehouse. Apparently, instead of 30 feet high, it's actually like 6 because none of them get hurt. And the older brother, I think Timmy,
Yep.
comes out covered in dirt, and he like, we're going about this all wrong. I blame myself.
Why is he blaming himself? At no point in the movie was he
basically
like,
has no lines other than
'Cause he knows.
Where his brother repeats.
He's quiet, but he's the smart one, and he knows it. So like, we need an aerial assault.
Well, we find out later that they're very smart, right?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Oh yes. That's right.
So their next thing is they get Yaya on, basically yank him up. He's wearing a catcher's chest protector as like a pouch, a harness. And somehow they get him up, but then also over the wall. So they have a way to move him, apparently.
I think that's what Benny
The rope
and Ham
is on the
or no,
rope.
Benny and Bertram were holding like
They're holding
an
an
actual
actual
rope. So
rope.
I think that
They're-
one
they're
was
steering him?
moving.
They set like a pulley system up.
Yeah.
He gets it, but rather than throw it over the wall, the beast gets right in his face.
Yeah.
He gets scared and drops it. They do yank him up so he doesn't die. And he comes out and he actually goes
What was that?
and like he motions with
Why?
his finger on his lips.
Why does he do that?
Because he's so scared. So then this,
What a weird thing to do when you're scared.
yeah. And then we get to Smalls being perhaps his worst self. He's like, I'll take care of this, boys. And
Erector
builds
set.
an erector set, although it's a pretty cool erector set. Because it's got a
smart.
catapult.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
Drop it in the yard, they catapult the ball, and it works. The beast jumps up in the air, grabs it out of the air,
Yes.
and then
Basically
breaks.
swallows it.
Yeah.
Destroys the
Breaks
entire
it.
erector set.
Then like drops the ball to basically say like, look,
Fuck
idiots,
you.
I still have it.
Fuck you guys.
So now he's like, I'm gonna die. And he goes, I had a dream that night. I was pounded into the ground by a baseball.
Don't know what that meant, but
But
then-
also, Benny has a dream.
Benny does have a dream.
He's a topper here. Oh, you had a dream. I had a dream.
I had a better
You had a
dream.
dream. I had a better dream.
Babe Ruth comes out of his closet, talks about like, I hear you're in a pickle. You
He
gotta-
gives no advice.
no, he gives none.
He gives life-changing advice when he says, "Heroes are remembered, but legends never die." There's actually more to it, and I already forgot the rest of the quote. But that's the important line. So
And
basically,
then he steals his Hank Aaron card.
yeah, and then he's like, Henry Aaron, I don't know why, but can I keep this?
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth Ghost.
Yeah.
Sure, take my very expensive rookie card.
So the next day, Benny rounds up the troops, and again, great friend, gonna literally sacrifice his life.
Okay, fine.
Yep. Though I'm curious where he got the new shoes from and why hasn't he been wearing them the whole time?
Because clearly his family's got a little bit of money that he can show up with extra gloves and extra shoes from time to time.
Apparently, yeah.
And probably at some point got into a fight with his parents and they just straight up said, no, we're not buying you any more baseballs. We've bought you 30 of them and you've lost them all.
All right,
You're on
fine.
your own for baseball.
At least give me new shoes then. Look at these things.
All right, that's fine. Pulls out PF Flyers.
Guaranteed to make a kid run faster and jump higher.
Guaranteed.
So this is, he basically just hops the fence, grabs the ball. That's it. He's got it. Could have just done this. But now the beast is after him, so he starts chasing him.
The
He hops
beast
back over the fence.
Blast through the
The
fence.
beast straight up jumps through the fence.
I do
over.
like how they do like the Old West standoff, and they use slow motion. They use slow motion a couple times in this movie.
Yeah.
They use it here where he runs and slides like he's stealing home
Yep.
to get the ball. Very good.
So we start the chase, and it's just him running through town, them trying to being chased by a dog with the guys trying to chase him.
Which is hilarious.
Which, why are they trying to help or chase him? It's not like they're going to be able to help him.
I want to see what's going on.
If you could take a 15 or 9 kids against one dog, you might be able to take them out.
Yeah. So he runs through town. They have a wedding cake gets thrown all over the place
No,
after
it's
Porter.
what is it? The
town.
town's
It wasn't
anniversary.
wedding cake. You're right.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Why are they not at this freaking festival?
Because they have more important things to
Yeah,
do.
they have to get the ball back.
Oh,
They're on a
okay.
very tight deadline.
They go through the movie theater where the dog jumps through the screen
Of
during
course,
Wolfman.
he breaks.
Yeah.
He doesn't break down doors. He always breaks the windows. He jumps to the windows of the
Yep.
movie theater.
I
and
was
other
actually
places.
like, how is he going to get in? Because that door's going to close before he. And then he jumped through the window. I'm like, oh, all right, they thought of it. They
I
thought
also
of it.
like how the cake falls, where the
Yeah.
dog, Benny comes through. They almost knock it over. Then the dog comes through, almost falls over, and then the guy on
the
stilts
other kids
fall,
come through. They almost.
he falls over.
Porter
They-
takes some.
Yeah, he just takes a
some
swig of
icing to
it.
go, yeah.
But the guy on stilts is the one who knocks it over,
Yep.
not the kids or the dog.
He does like a catapult thing
Yeah.
accidentally.
Yeah.
They go by the pool, and Benny basically sees the rest of the kids. He's like, back to the Sandlot, meet me there. And then, of course, Quinn's like, I got a shortcut. Follow me. So they beat him there. Benny shows up. Somehow a dog has still not caught a 12-year-old child.
PF Flyers.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
That's it.
Flyers.
You're not thinking.
And Benny's apparently a very good long distance runner.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, he could be a track and field star.
He should be.
This is why he gets his job later in life,
That's fair. Yeah.
right?
He jumps the fence back into Beast's lair for some reason. The Beast somehow jumps and then gets caught under the fence. The fence falls on him.
This is the fence that he
goes
broke.
He goes through this.
Yeah, and
he
then
goes
it
through it this
He
lands
time.
on him.
broke the first time, right?
No, he jumped.
Oh,
over
no, he
it the
straight up
first
jumped
time.
over the first time. Yeah, he
okay,
did.
so he tries to jump through it, and then it falls on
It
him.
falls on him, and then
Yeah.
Smalls immediately like feels bad, like, oh, look at that. It's actually just a big regular dog,
Yeah.
and he's hurt.
It's not really a beast.
So him and then Benny and the dog obviously have a lot of respect for each other after this standoff.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So they help him out, and then Mr. Myrtle, aka Darth Vader, aka what's his name in Field of Dreams?
I don't
The
remember.
reporter.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones comes out of the house. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And like, we brought your
Well,
dog
Yeah,
home.
they return him.
He's hurt, but he's okay. They're like, "Oh, you kids are the ones making all that racket." And they tell him like kind of what's going on. Like, yeah, our baseball went to your yard. We were trying to get it back, and he just straight up goes,
Why didn't you
"Could have
ask
just
me?
knocked on the door. I would have got it for you." And Squints, they all like start hitting him
Come on, Squints.
because at one point Smalls is like, "I'll just go ask him for it," and they're like, "You can't do that. He's the meanest old man." It's like, I'd have just gotten it for you.
He's actually the coolest old man
Yeah.
of all time. I wish
Yeah,
I
he
had
is.
a guy like this in my neighborhood.
So he's like, "Oh, this is your." They like kind of tell him the story. He's like, "This is your stepdad's ball. You're in
You're-
trouble."
You're
and he
dead
goes-
where you
And
stand.
he goes, "Yeah, it was signed by Babe Ruth." He goes, "George signed this? I take that back. You're dead where you stand."
I love this part.
So he brings him.
So
In, he's
great.
like, "Come inside for a second," and basically tells him like, "Yeah." And there's a picture of him and Babe Ruth and some like Lou Gehrig maybe. There's
Yeah.
3 of them standing there. He's like, "Yeah, I played with him. I was better than George too." He goes, "I used to crowd the plate. Basically, took the strike zone away. Pitchers hated it until one came, and he shows him like hitting him in the head. Basically,
Yeah, you got hit in
the
the
lights
face.
went out."
Never came back on.
So he's like, yeah. So he's blind, and he's like, yeah. But I knew George. I played with him, and he says like, "I'll tell you what. I'll trade you." And he takes the crappy ball, and he puts it like in a case or whatever, and he goes, "Here, give this to your stepdad." And it's signed by the 1927 Yankees, Murderers Row, which of course over Small's head he has no idea what any of this means.
But including Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, and Babe Ruth, of course, and Benny is very impressed, and he says like, "I'll tell you what. You guys come by once a week to talk baseball, and it's an even trade."
Which, heck of a trade.
Sounds amazing.
Heck of a trade.
Yeah. So he brings it home, and he's like, his obviously Bill still hates him, but he's like, but this is pretty cool baseball.
Much better baseball than
So he only got grounded for a week. And he's like, yeah, it was the best summer ever. And then, yeah, they give the updates on what happened to everyone.
Oh yeah.
What about the ball? When does the thing happen with the balls where James Earl Jones goes out back and he's like, he shows him like the stash of balls.
Oh.
When does that
Oh,
happen?
after they help the dog out from under the fence, the
dog
dog
brings
shows
him
them.
over.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
they're
the
like,
dog's
"Oh."
like, you can basically just have all these
Yeah,
balls.
look at all. You're never going to run out of baseballs
Yeah.
ever again.
Very, very kind dog.
The dog just wants to play fetch.
Yeah, basically.
That's all he wants.
That's they're like the dog like started hanging out with us, and he like
Yeah.
the
They got
dog
him a
lived to
shirt.
199 years
the
old,
dog is named Hercules.
in dog years.
which was like 28 years or something
It's
crazy.
just also something because when they talk about Babe Ruth at some point, they call him like real life Hercules,
Yeah, they say he was
They
more
dropped
than a
that.
man, but less than a god.
Yeah,
like Hercules.
and then they find
and
out
the
the dog's
dog's
name
name is
is Hercules.
Hercules.
Yeah.
But so Smalls gives an update, and he says like, yeah, you know, we kind of drifted apart. It was never this. We had a lot of great summers, but it was never the same as that first one. And he's like, I was the last to move away, which is interesting once he starts giving the updates, because it was Smalls, like
No.
stayed in town, married
After
Winnie Peppercorn.
Squints.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Squints, excuse me.
Yeah.
Stayed in town, married Winnie Peppercorn, and they bought the drugstore. So apparently he didn't move away,
Yeah.
even though Smalls was the last to move away. Bertram got really into the 60s and no one ever heard from him again,
Yeah.
which is dark, but also like, all right,
Makes
that
sense.
makes sense that somebody would have gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
Timmy and Tommy started making like tree houses. One was, I think they said, an architect, and one was an engineer.
Yes.
One was an architect and contractor was the other one.
So the architect was the older brother,
Probably,
Timmy.
yeah.
I blame it on myself.
Yeah.
And then the dumb little repeater brother was the contractor.
And they
All right, I'll
invented.
do whatever you want me to do.
They invented mini malls.
They invented mini malls to get
Yep.
real rich. Yeah becomes like a extreme sport, and he gets into bungee jumping.
He invented bungee jumping
Yeah.
based
Right,
on
right.
his stunt from the movie.
Which I didn't like. I was like, that's kind of like bungee
Not-
jumping. I
not
guess,
exactly.
But okay.
Hamilton Ham Porter becomes a professional wrestler.
Amazing.
Yep.
The great Hambino.
Yeah.
Love it. The pitcher, De Nunez.
De Nunez, yep.
He's like, he pitched AAA. He never made the majors, but he pitched AAA ball, and now coaches his son's little league team called the Heaters. Because the whole movie, he's like, I'll
His
give you the
famous
Heater.
pitch, His famous pitch.
Yep.
And then he says, and Benny basically became a Dodgers legend. And also, I call Dodgers games. I am Vin Scully.
Yeah.
Right. I became Vin Scully.
I turned into Vin Scully.
I turned into Vin Scully, and Benny turned into a pinch runner for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's like,
Who steals home?
so he's at the end of his career, apparently, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, here comes the Jet. Benny the Jet Rodriguez, because that's his name now.
Yep.
That was his name after he ran away from
Yeah.
the Beast.
Some people say he's lost a step, but I think he's still got some magic in them legs. And he steals home, which happens like, once a decade. It does happen, but not often anymore.
I did
Yeah.
enjoy. I don't know why he's wearing the stupid hat and why he didn't burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was wearing the stupid hat at the
He's
end.
wearing the stupid hat, but I did enjoy that he has the Babe Ruth chewed ball.
He has
Yes. In
the
3
booth.
balls there.
Yeah.
He has the
27
chewed
Yanks.
ball, he has his stepdad's murderer's row, and he has the fake one that Benny signed.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
was
then-
wondering what the third
and
one
then
was.
their
'cause-
photo.
And then the photo of
Yeah.
all the boys. Because when you were 10, that's what you did, right? You
Took
all got
pictures.
together to take a picture?
Never.
Not once. In
Never.
fact, someone said, let's take a picture. I'd say, no thanks, I'm out. You guys do it.
No.
And then
Also,
he
who would
was
take that picture? Like, whose parent?
Mr. Myrtle,
Oh, okay.
Myrtle,
Okay.
maybe.
the blind guy.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's aiming at you guys.
Yeah, he held it. The Jet came over and looked and said, don't move. Ran back around. He's like, all right, take it. Yeah,
Jesus
that's how it
Christ.
worked.
Yeah.
But feel good movie, good ending, and I love it. Still as an adult, still a very good movie.
Still good. Still good. Do you have any segments to name before we get into the rest of the segments?
I'll do 2 quick from last week.
Okay.
We were trying to come up with, when we were talking movies, the precursor, the better version of Hunger Games,
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, Japan's 2000, which came out before any of the books, any of the movies.
Yep.
They actually made a second one, but the guy died like when they started filming it, so his like son finished it. But
Ooh.
yeah,
Oh,
Yikes.
you mean like the director?
yeah,
Oh.
He was killed in a archery tournament.
pretty sure he had aggressive
Unfortunate.
cancer actually.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, Ryan.
And then I don't even remember the context. I just remember saying like, there's a famous quote from Planet of the Apes, right? And no one, myself included, had a clue.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. There is at the very end they see the Statue of Liberty.
They blew it up.
It's in the beach,
Yeah.
It's covered by the beach.
and it's super overacted. And
Yeah.
it's great. He says, "I don't even who's the actor in that."
Charlton
Charlton
Heston.
Heston.
Thank you. Yes. Oh my God, I'm back. I'm home. All the times we finally really did it. You maniacs! You blew it up. Oh damn you! Damn you all to hell! And that's the end of the movie. Oh damn you all to hell!
No wonder why we couldn't remember the quote.
If I said that, you would have wait, no, Planet of the Apes, right?
Probably not.
Maybe.
I
probably
don't think I've ever actually seen it. I've
Half
seen
a
parts
chance.
of it. I've seen the newer Dawn of
Shitty
the
one?
Planet of the Apes, which was a good
I
movie.
saw the Marky Mark Planet of the Apes,
Oh,
and then I've
that's what I
also
was
seen
thinking
the
That
newer Planet. of
the one with
Apes,
John
the
Lithgow and
James Franco.
That's
seen that
that
It is a
one's
good
good,
movie.
right?
That is a
That
good
was,
movie.
yeah, those were pretty good.
I think I saw the second one. I'm not sure. I definitely saw the first one.
Okay, so a segment on the Put That Cigarette Out show, sort of, is going to live on here
Oh,
with
I see.
Quote Mountain.
Okay.
We'll have
Remote
a-
Mountain.
Have a better name someday, but the quote from this movie, what's the best
Quote Mountain and Quang Mountain.
quote and quang? What's
There's so
what's
many.
the quote that should live on?
Well, the one that does live on, or
what should live on? What shouldn't live on?
because the ones from this movie that are like part of culture.
You're killing me.
You're
Smalls.
Killing Me Smalls is the big one.
Yeah. L7?
Forever is
Forever,
one.
yep.
L7. He's a square.
L7 weenie.
L7 weenie. But my favorite one,
There's
personal
heroes
favorite-
and there's legends. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
Yep, there's that.
There's that one.
My favorite one though is see your sister in left field, naked.
You play
She's
ball like a girl.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a big
that's
one.
a big one.
Is
Or
that your sister naked?
the s'more. Do you want some? Do you want a s'more? S'more what?
I haven't had anything yet. How
That's
can
your
I
Killing
snore
Me
something?
Smalls, right?
Yeah, I think the one that
Right.
I think your Killing Me Smalls is the one that does live on though, the most.
You're Killing Me
Great
Smalls.
Bambino.
Yeah, there's a lot of quotes in this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're Killing Me Smalls.
I think you're killing me, Smalls.
Makes it to
is
Quote Mountain.
My vote for
If it's-
if we're only doing one.
Yeah,
It
and
makes
we're
it
doing the one that actually is the one
The
that lives
one.
on.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
Okay, time for stats and goofs.
Oh. Stats and goofs. What is
Stats
this?
and goofs. Hold on. Some network television prints change the vomiting scene, like you said. The word shit is in this movie.
Yep.
Has
Yeah.
to be removed.
He's in deep shit.
There's
PG used to mean something different than it does today.
close-ups of Hercules' balls have to be edited out because when he
Why?
jumps over the fence, his balls are all shaking around.
Why is that? have
That's
to be
what a
edited
dog
out?
has.
I don't know. Let's see. Goofs. Mr. Myrtle has Milwaukee Braves and Atlanta Braves memorabilia. Braves were still playing in Milwaukee at that time in 1962.
Oh,
When do they move to Atlanta?
65.
interesting.
In Bill's rec room, he has a pennant of the Athletics. The typeface is wrong. It's the 80s version.
Oh.
Okay. These are very,
Uh,
very specific.
Yeah, Benny has a San Diego Padres pennant. They did not exist until 1969. A lot of factual errors. Benny wears a Dodgers hat with the MLB logo on the back. No Caps had that until 1992.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Myrtle's junkyard shows Coors and Coors Light beer. Coors Light did not exist until 1979. Let's see, what else do we have here?
Oh, here's just a random trivia fact I saw. Benny and then older Benny
Yes,
are
yes,
actual
yes.
brothers.
Older brother and
White
younger brother?
Vitar is like the actor, and then his brother Pablo plays like
Yes.
adult Benny.
Yep.
Because Pablo looks like he's 40.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is.
His older
but-
brother. All right. One more thing about Benny before we move on. I saw they did a reunion, Sandlot reunion last year for like NBC or something.
Oh, I think I remember hearing about
And
that.
all the actors came back except for one actor. Benny, because he was arrested for beating up a 22-year-old man on Halloween handing out candy, and he's been in prison or about to be in prison for a 4-year sentence.
Oh.
Wow.
For
I saw that he
assault.
was an L.A. firefighter.
For
That's what he's been
assault.
doing since he stopped acting.
He
I didn't.
is either in prison now.
Why
or is
did
it-
he beat up a 22-year-old handing out candy?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say.
Huh.
But he was not there, and they had to like tap dance around why he wasn't there.
Interesting.
One other
Not
thing-
the last time we'll see him, by the way.
Sure, we're
He'll
gonna
be
see him
back.
a bunch. I want to bring up one thing that we didn't bring up too is the soundtrack of this movie is fucking
Oh, fantastic.
awesome.
It is very good.
Very well put together.
Which I
Yes.
feel like if you do
Very well done.
any movie that's more than 20 years old and you mess up the soundtrack, you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's easy enough to figure out what are the songs from the era.
Yeah.
But even like they use tequila in the right part
Oh,
They do.
where they're on the rides.
where they're getting sick.
A
Yep.
song I don't like, but America the Beautiful by Ray
I
Charles.
love that song. You don't
that
like?
that version.
Oh yeah, that version's the best. that
Slow motion with the fireworks. That's great.
they use that for fireworks shows like to this day. The Ray Charles
Uh,
version.
yeah.
of
this-
America.
I think it's when they do the standoff. Green Onions by Booker
Yeah,
T.
Green Onions is great, and it's the perfect scene because like they don't need lyrics. They're gonna
Yeah.
like talk crap to each other.
Right. It's just a very well done soundtrack.
Yes.
This
Excellent scene.
magic moment
Yeah.
when he kisses her.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
So many good soundtrack moments. Who is the most valuable player of this movie?
Hamilton Porter.
Hamilton Porter. Is that what you're
Hamilton
trying
Porter?
to say?
That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Hamilton Porter.
The Great Hambino, in my opinion, is the
MVP?
MVP of this movie.
He
The
does.
Martin
he does
Van
a lot
Buren of this movie is.
The MVP, most valuable baseballer, is Ham.
He does some heavy lifting. I want to mention Squints. Squints does a
Honorable
does
mention
a
to
bit-
Squints. He does a lot of work in this movie.
Yeah.
I see people online say like Bertram's their favorite, which I guess I get, but he's not the MVP.
No, he's not. He's not the MVP.
Dennis Leary just straight up
Oh,
hating his
Just
son.
seeing his own kid. Fuck
up,
this
son?
kid. Fuck this kid.
No, I think it's got to be Ham, right? And
I
I
think
mean
it's-
Benny, I guess you could argue.
Nah.
Yeah, I think it's Ham.
Ham's the best.
Ham
Is she dating?
MVP.
So
MVP.
Final verdict.
older brother was 27 at the time.
Looked about 40.
He looked 42 at the
I think a
time.
vet.
But
It's
go ahead.
very creepy how much they look alike. So, well done by them.
Yeah.
Final verdict of this thing. It's
Excellent.
got a surprisingly low rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
What's the rating?
It's like 57% or
What?
something. It's 7.8 on IMDb, but it's Rotten Tomatoes.
I know
It's got
it's
some lower ratings than
a
other
little bit
places.
early for this, but it's my favorite movie we've done for this podcast so far.
It's pretty a little early. A little early. I think it's great. Still great. Minus the one scene I don't like, I would say this is almost a perfect movie.
This is very, very good.
Almost a perfect movie.
Yeah. I'd give it a solid 8. You gotta have a little wiggle room to go up, but you know.
I think that's
8.5.
8 and a 5. Yeah, something like that.
I
Okay.
just want to introduce decimals the first time.
If you're going to introduce anything, you might as well do it in the first time, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Next review is going to be on me, right?
It is.
Okay, I've got this spin the wheel, make a deal going on here on my computer with these sports: baseball, basketball, football, golf, hockey, soccer. Am I
Jesus.
missing anybody?
What do we got?
Baseball, basketball, football, golf, hockey, soccer.
Bowling?
Tennis?
I can think of all movie.
There's only like
I think
one or
maybe a
two.
miscellaneous then.
Yeah, miscellaneous. I like that.
Miscellaneous
Which
shelf?
could be like bowling or what did you say?
I said tennis.
Tennis, like other things.
Ice skating,
Ice skating,
cheerleading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So how many categories total? 6 then?
7.
Baseball, football, basketball,
Baseball,
hockey.
Baseball, basketball, football, golf, hockey, soccer, miscellaneous.
Golf is the one, okay.
All right, I'm going to spin this to decide what sport
You're gonna.
I'm going to choose from,
Okay.
and then I will choose from there.
Do you have like ideas already for each of these categories?
Yes, I do.
What'd you get?
I have hockey.
Oh, there's some
I
good
mean-
ones.
I have hockey, so I think we have to stay in the Disney category and go
Okay.
to Mighty Ducks
Oh, okay.
1,
One, okay.
not 3.
All right.
Let's go to Mighty Ducks 1.
I like it.
Arguably the best hockey movie.
No,
No?
it's good. I don't mean to take away.
We'll
from
find out over time
Yeah.
if
But-
it is the best hockey movie,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
All right. Hockey.
Ooh, we should keep
Mighty
track
Ducks.
of what movies.
That seems
we
like a
think are
job for you.
All right, I will do it. I can make that into a Google document.
So far, baseball is being won by the Sandlot.
Maybe that's our new
Shows and
award
ones. Here
show
we are.
every year. The review.
the best of each.
The best of each category or something like that. I don't know. You should keep track of MVP and all that too.
Okay.
Quote of the
MVP
Quote Mountain.
was Hamilton Porter.
quote mountain was "You killing me, Smalls?"
Hamilton Porter? Is that his name?
Hamilton Porter.
Porter. Okay.
Milton Porter. If you're asking Bill. Okay.
Is there anything else though? You're killing me, Smalls.
That was the quote mountain.
Yep.
MVP, quote mountain.
Yeah.
I think that's all we need to keep track of, right?
That's it?
Bill
Okay.
won the eBay Wars. I don't know if that matters.
Of course, it matters.
All right. You threw the belt in the trash.
I
You
threw
did.
Wally's belt into the trash.
Oh.
I assume I'll be presented with a bigger, better one next week.
I'll make it out of wood. How about that?
I would
Carve
love
it out of wood.
I will hold you to that.
I'm gonna use one of those. What is that saw? A jigger saw? I don't know. With the little
Jigsaw?
jigsaw.
A jigger saw.
Jigger saw. Jigsaw. Whatever.
Spoken like a true.
Don't say
Don't
it.
even do it. Don't even do it. All right, that's the inaugural episode of White Men Can't Pod. Subscribe.
We named it that.
We named it that. It might not stick. I don't know.
We didn't explain why we chose that name though.
You said it, right? Or did Rachel say it? Who said
I
it?
didn't. I was
Rachel,
not
I
here for
think,
that
said that
decision.
one.
Yes, it's from White Men Can't Jump. That's why we're choosing the name White Men Can't Pod.
Oh, is that why?
Oh, what is White Men Can't Jump?
Oh, fuck you, Bill.
I think I've seen that movie.
You must have seen that movie. It
think
has
I have.
Jeopardy in it, so you definitely.
Not basketball. This is Jeopardy.
There's a lot of Jeopardy in there. All right, that's it for episode 1. You can subscribe to the Nation Network and get